Alright, let's do this. It is frigidly cold right now. I didn't really have a chance to warm up the car. You can see that Cuda is in another outfit because Cuda took a tumble last night. I drive a little bit faster, actually. I wonder why I do that. I have the fan on. It is blowing cold air. I think what I was trying to say yesterday is, like, sometimes I just need to get shit out. That I'm angry and I'm frustrated, and, you know, especially if it's my fault, if I'm the one who's caused it. People, some people are just trying to make out, eke out a living doing this as a streamer, and maybe there's like a little bit of jealousy from me. Ooh, I don't know, but I want the best from them. I want the best for them. Ooh, I don't know if that's a Freudian slip or not. But I want the best for them. Yeah, all the money. I don't know why only a few of us have to succeed. I don't know why all of us can't succeed. It is a game. It is definitely a game of attrition. And even the ones that are on top right now, they're not going to stay on top forever. It's really hard to get to the top, and it's very easy to come right back down. Fortunately, for those that are at the top right now, and I don't know if it's true for all of them, but I definitely know it's true for a few of them, especially VTubers. They did not lose who they were to get there, and they could have. Like, I'm not them, so if you think I'm on top, you are sadly mistaken. I am definitely not these people. See, and what I hope is true is that they didn't lose who they were to get there, because it is so much easier just to be yourself. And I know they tell you, oh, it's to be yourself, but like me being angry at a situation and how others are being treated. It's not the person who's treating them that way. One probably doesn't know that it might be a nicer way to treat them, or probably doesn't even know that they've insulted them. You know, under the guise that they even think that they were helping them. And that's the problem that I have. Because I always want to be helpful. Remember the frog and the scorpion scenario? I am the fucking frog. Like everybody focuses on the nature of the scorpion. They forget the nature of that frog. Obviously, the scorpion didn't need to get across the pond so badly, or the scorpion could have just walked around it. It really wanted to get across to the other side. It is like people don't realize like that's in the story. I mean, I didn't even realize it for the longest time. I thought that the nature, you know, it is my nature being the scorpion's last words, was the moral of the story, is that, you know, be wary of people who have a stinging nature, or whatever the freaking moral that somebody originally told me was. It could cost you your life. Because they think that everybody's a fraud. But the problem is that probably the majority of people are scorpions. And maybe those goddamn scorpions need to freaking watch out for people who are trying to be helpful. And not understanding who they are. Not understanding what they are. Look, I blame the frog. And that's a victim thing. Just so everybody knows what I just did. I take on the blame myself. Twist around the story. And take the blame on myself. For the death of the frog and the scorpion. Gotta walk around the goddamn pond. Doesn't matter if the frog can swim across. My helpful nature gets me into a lot of trouble. It does. But it is my nature. And I have to be aware of it. Be aware that sometimes I can't be helpful. It's like doing potteries. I'm doing potteries right now, and I know that doesn't seem like it's being helpful, but I knew that spinning the potteries was going to take me a little bit of time. That's the reason why I gave myself 2 months. Do it. Basically 60 days. hoping to get more than one done a day and be done a week before Christmas. And that's all 80 plus whatever stragglers came along. It started with Harley wanting to spin, and I was already working on something similar, but it definitely started with Harley wanting to spin. Technically, if you want to go with how my art worked and what it is, because I never drew Harley's Potaroo, I didn't have something to use for the test. So technically, I did myself. Q was actually technically the first Potaroo. In quotes. In air quotes of all things. But yeah, so technically Harley did inspire me to do it. It was definitely done and inspiring. She was trying to get a spinning emote. I didn't even realize it wasn't a Potaroo. As soon as I got mine done, I did a test on which way to spin, left or right. I think I have one, other than the Q model, which I have spinning both ways. Prism Splay is the only one spinning left, which I adore. I think that that's awesome. And the reason I technically Harley is the second, but she's really the third, because I did a blank spin originally, because there were it's hard to capture, but there was a lot in the original Potaroo that spun the other way, and kept on going. Also she hopped. There's a lot to it. Most people that I saw when I started drawing the spinning only included 4 frames. It was like a 4-frame spin. People don't realize that there is such a transition. That spin is so quick, and there's such a transition that it does, that it only seems like there's 4. Or laziness. I don't know what the other people who were making spinning Potaroos did, but obviously if you look at it, and it could just be because they spun the 4 frames slower, and other people are spinning them so freaking fast spinning problems. So what was the right speed? I only include 2 extra frames, and because I included 2 extra frames, it turned it into a 10-frame spin. And I know that sounds really crazy, but because of that, yeah. Instead of a 4-frame, the one that everybody sees that's walking across the school hallway, and front, back, and behind. Or left, right, front, and back. So the 4 frames. And that's all they've used was the 4 frames. Alright. Minutes. Hey! Yeah. There's a lot going on, and I never want to approach anything with I hate that. And I have to try to treat everything, with open eyes every single time. This is what's there. This is a having. I think what's bothering me most is that basically a sexual predator who I wouldn't say I was fairly close to, but who I had a lot of contact with. There it is. Who I had a lot of contact with. And I got back but who I had a lot of contact with, and basically helping out with streaming things and stuff like that. And they even came to a stream. I think they even bought a subscription at one time on Twitch. They could be watching these videos. Because I had only 3 words with them. When the incident happened, well, for me, it came up with once I changed my Twitter to 18+. And the main reason I changed my Twitter to 18+, is not because I want to stop all people under 18 years old from viewing my content. My content is not adult. I don't have adult content. I don't have adult content on my, on Twitter. I don't even have adult content in Twitch or here on YouTube. I curse. I wouldn't say that I'm solely family friendly, but I curse. I deal with real topics. I deal with things that freaking people who are under 18 years old should not be fucking worrying about. I mean, plain and simple. But the main reason that I became 18 plus is because I did not want to attract predators. When the person approached me as to like the fact that they, put out sexually explicit material and was asking me why, and I'm like going, you're the reason why I put out that I became 18 plus. And then I realized what he wanted me to attract in the younger crowd, so that he could basically, expose them to adult material. It was awful. I mean, I first I muted him until I found out that it was worse than that. And then yeah. And then I blocked him once I found out the rest of it. I got the rest of the story. I didn't need the full story. I didn't want to hear the full story. Just all I needed to know is that he's going from a mute to a block. And the reason I bring him up is because he changed his identity as a new persona, and I was made aware of it, and I was following that person once again. They were a little more clever with me because I follow everybody who follows me, and I don't really ask for people's ID or even what they're about. I interact with them on their terms, not on my terms. So once I found out that it was a redo account, I got rid of them. I blocked them immediately. It is not not a nice thing. I think that people who knew that he did this, I mean, I was doing a follower push, and all of a sudden, in the middle of my follower push, nobody followed me. And it was like eerie scary, and it was like literally right after I followed back this person. And I think I'm very happy that somebody brought it to my attention. I don't like the fact that people do that, but I'm very happy that they brought it to my attention. Alright, I gotta do this. It's only a little bit while longer. You guys have a wonderful day. As always, put cool beans in the comments below. It shows me that you watched this all the way to the end. Hopefully you are not into young people. How's that? And if you are a young person, it's not that I don't want to have interaction with you. It's that the reason I don't is because I don't want to attract that element in my circle at all. I want it to be out of my circle completely. And if that means that no interaction with basically the bait, then that's what it means. And I don't want to basically be an influencer on your life. yet. When you turn 18 years old, come and see me. We'll talk about art and love and craziness. Before that, enjoy being a kid. Enjoy being young. I'll make mistakes and enjoy it. Alright? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. And I will talk to you probably Monday, so 4 days. Woohoo! Alright, take care.